Hi, and welcome back to TNT's Blues Corner. We're going to do a little thing today, or a little experiment here. We're going to try to teach. So what we're going to do here is go over an A blues scale, and we're going to play around with that blues scale and try to learn, just do some melodies of our own, just play around off the top of our heads. And if you got a guitar, go get it. Pause this. Go get your guitar and come back and play along with me here, and we'll see what we can come up with. So remember, we're going to be in the key of A. So here we go. I'm going to be playing through the 83 Strat with the MJT body, and I've got my normal assortment of stuff here. If you want to know what I'm playing through, just put it in the comments there, and I'll let you know. So A blues scale, right? Here we go. Very simple. So I'm going to play a little bit slower and watch my hands here. Okay, we're going to start on the 5th fret of the E string. I'm going to play it just with, and I know this is very simple, but I want to get through this quickly. I'm just going to use my index finger and play through it. Ready? Okay, so pause this and practice that a bit, and if you've got it down, good for you. And what we're going to try to do now is make up some melodies just using those notes. Try to stay on those notes. No bending. Try not to bend, because we're not going to talk about this in this episode. And vibrato you can use if you've got it, but we're going to do that a little bit later too. But hey, let's just try to make up a melody just in this little scale here. So what would we do? So we got a rhythm like. Very simple like that. Now, this is I'm sure, not the best lead I've ever played in my life. But what I'm trying to get across here is blues, or any lead, in my opinion, is melody. It's just like a singing part. And if you don't have melody, like Les Paul would say, how about this for a famous jazz player, trumpet player, very out there. I know you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to say. I'll say it. Miles Davis came to Les Paul one time, the creator of the Les Paul guitar, great jazz player, and said, "I can't get any hits. How do you get the hits?" And Les said, this sometimes in the 50s, when it was him and Mary Ford, said, "Hey, I get the hits because I play the melody. Do Mockingbird Hill or something like that." And of course, Miles Davis was like, "I'm not playing that crap." And anyway, melody is very important in music, obviously. Now, you can get a little cheesy with the pop music of today, and the melodies and the hooks. They all sound the same to me. But in blues, it's very important. You want to get somebody right here. You don't want to be technical in blues. Unless you're Joe Bonamassa, and you can mix the two together, or some other great players, obviously. But you want to actually get to somebody in their chest. And, of course, what I just played is not going to be that. But I'm just trying to show you that you want to play around. Once you're able to note, and you got some pick, you've got your pick under control, and where you want it to play is where it plays. Trust me, that takes a while. It did for me. Actually, it still takes me some time, and I'm not always there. But nonetheless, we're not here to critique me or anybody. We're here to have fun. But let's make a melody again. Now, let's try to make another melody. So now we've got a rhythm like this. So we would do something without bending. It's hard for me not to bend. And actually, I am playing, because it's just normal for me, a melody over a 3-chord change blues type thing with a turnaround. That's just normal for me to do. I do that in my sleep without even thinking about it. So if you hear that, that's what I'm doing. But anyway, I want you to pause this if you're watching this and you're playing along with me, and just make up a melody. try to make it a something special to you, something you're humming in your head, or even if it's something you heard or a way somebody talks. Melodies can come from anywhere, and I want you to play along or play just a little bit, and then come back and we'll move on to the next section. Oh, you did it. Great. All right. Next section. Well, we can't just play right here the whole time. So when we come back, we're actually going to move to another place of the neck where we can play an A still. So hold on. Be right back. Welcome back. Okay. Where else on the neck can we play in the key of A? Well, there's all kinds of places, and actually there's more places than what I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you the ones that I just go to when I don't want to think and I just want to play. So we're here. Around the 5th fret. Well, we can move down to the A string on the 3rd fret, and we can do something like this that I learned from good old Jimmy Page. And we're still in E or in A. I can go, and that's a little slide, but I'm still, playing a melody in the key of A. So I've got a place down here. Of course, this is A, you know that. Where I got this from was this lead part right here from Jimmy Page. And that's where I want to just sideline here a little bit. Find your favorite player. If it's me, I'm flattered, but I'm sure it's not. But find your favorite player out there. And, B.B. King, Freddie King, Peter Green. If you don't know about him, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, go find him. Eric Clapton and a whole host of other players that are blues players, blues rock players, or whatever you want to call them, and listen to their lead and their phrasing. They all got it from somewhere. I mean, even B.B. King, got some of his stuff from old slide players, and it's just been passed around, muddled around, and messed up. All goes back, in my opinion, to Robert Johnson, at least in the progression and the turnarounds and such, and some of the things he did. But every player had something to give, and it just boiled down to all these stock phrases, right? And then your goal is to take all of that you hear and you play, put it in your own pot, boil that down, and then what comes out of that after everything else is gone is you, hopefully. And that's the whole goal of everything we do. So now we've got a little place down here. So what are we going to do here? Let's make a melody with that. So we got a little rhythm going. Space is good. What I mean by space is not playing a bunch of notes. Great in blues. A lot of emotion there. So. So I haven't gone out of anything I just showed you or anything that's out of this blues scale here and this little thing down here that I play to keep an A. There's more to this down here, but I'm just kind of giving you the basis of what I would do. And if you've watched me play, you know I do a lot of that. So now we're here. Where else can we go? Well, we have a thing called, from B.B. King, gave us the power of the 1-to-1. And so we can go from here and move up. And then we're up. We can go up anywhere. We can use the 1-to-1 to get from one place to the other. Nice little transition, okay? So a 1-to-1 is basically just taking one note and going to the next one on another string, right? And sliding while you're doing it. Right? That's the 1-to-1 they call it. And 1 because... one chord, whatever. Okay. So how would I use that? Well, I would be playing like, I got a rhythm going. So that takes us to our next little box. We're on the E string now. We're on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th fret. That's how we're adding that into this, okay? So we go to the 10th fret, and the 10th fret on the B string, and then you're going to be on the 9th fret of the G string. Remember, eat and drink good beer everywhere. Hopefully you can zoom in on me or look closely. You got a big enough screen to see what I'm doing there. I'm going to play really slow. And that's how, look where I just went from, around the 13th fret or whatever, all the way down to bending that G up to A, which I love to do. So awesome. So when we come back, we're going to move to a new place. So hang on. You know that there's another place for that A up here, and that's... And you ever heard this, Eric Clapton? Clapton do that kind of stuff. He loves those kind of dissonant kind of tones that he gets out of that. So where is this at? Okay, say we're on the 12th fret of the E string. You want to go to the 12, 13, 14, 15th fret of the B string. There's a little box here, a little triangle or whatever you want to call it. Think of that as a triangle. The point of the triangle is there on the 12th, 13th, 14th, 12th, 13th, 14th fret of the G string. The one of the bass there, or the base of the triangle, one point of the base of the triangle is on the B string on the 13th fret, and the other is on the 15th fret of the B string. Right? And then you just go down from there and watch my fingers here. And really, once you're playing around with this and you're just listening to the scale a lot and you're listening to people playing certain keys, you'll know what note is right and wrong as soon as you hit it. And after you do that for a while, I don't want to get into music theory here. I don't want to bore you with that kind of stuff. I want you to end up playing by ear. If you're watching me and you enjoy the way I play by ear, because there's so much more feel and you're free. You're completely free when you're playing, especially when you're improvisation. You're not thinking at all. It's all from your heart to your hand. Trust me. After years of playing, you'll know this. So you can get into music theory, but I'm not going to talk about music theory. I'm talking about feel and heart and all that kind of stuff. And just I'm going to give you fret locations for the most part. But just use your ear. You know that if you're going. I mean, you can hear the wrong notes there, I assume, but. Just I'm going to show you these little places here and just try to stick in those and then put them all together. And that's the goal of this short lesson. And then the next time we get together, we're going to talk about vibrato and bending in the key of A and all these things I show you. So try to learn these before the next time we get together. I don't know when that'll be. So here, hey, let's keep the energy up here. I know it's late and you've been playing and you've been backing this for us probably 2 hours. You've been watching me do this, and you're ready for me to close with something big. You want to know more. What's more? Okay, so you're here now. Well, when we come back, we're going to move to the next position. So hang on. Welcome back. Okay, so we've gone through this. And we've gone through this. We've done this. This position. So you should have all that down, right? Probably not, and that's not important. This is no competition, trust me. And you have all the time in the world that you want to take to kind of pick these up before you watch the next video, right? So where do we go from there? Okay, we're in here. And we're playing in, remember, the key of A. Right? So what do we do after that? We got. All right. I want to go higher. Well, we've got a beautiful thing on the key of A. And I don't know if it's in, yeah, it is in another key. You can get the same kind of beauty in the key of G and probably some others maybe. I haven't really thought about it. But in the key of A, we have on the 5th fret, we have this. And then we have it up here too. And that is the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th fret. And I need to work on my intonation on this guitar. I tell you, all my guitars, except for one that's in my possession at this point, have gone out of tune, intonation, necks have moved. But I've got in my possession, for a very brief time, a 1964 Tele Esquire. It was an Esquire modded to a Tele in 1964. If you haven't seen that video, or you haven't gone to Reverb and look at this, and I would hope that somebody, because they're going to be the luckiest person in the world, will buy this thing. It's an amazing guitar. That guitar, with 30-year-old strings, will not go out of tune. No matter what happens, no matter with the humidity, a temperature change it went from 60 down to 6 degrees in 4 days. Every guitar I own shifted a bit, and I had to adjust, even truss rod work. That guitar, that 64 Tele at this point, Fender, not a problem. Wonderful guitar. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, my intonation's out a bit. I'm sorry. And it's a little bit hard to play up here when you got your mic, your face in the freaking mic. So I'm going to move it away here, and I'm just going to show you this up, not up close, but I'm going to show this right now. So you got a whole nother thing. You don't even have to learn a different pattern. So if you're playing, you can pretty much, you don't have to learn a new pattern when you go from your 5th fret up to your 17th fret in the key of A, which is nice, because then you can do things like, now, that's all I'm going to show you today, and I know it's kind of quick, and we can talk about the pace of these things if there's anybody out there that's watching these that actually want to learn something. But I think I give you a good bit of information here in a very short period of time. I've shown you multiple frets to play melody, blues melody in the key of A, these locations, and hopefully you can see them. If there's some way easier other than tab, I'm not doing tab, that I can help you with this, please let me know and zoom up on my hand, whatever. But I'm just trying to give you the gist of this, right? And then you can build from that, because I wish if I'd had somebody like this on YouTube to show me these different locations. I learned all this stuff by running a record or a tape player back and forth and back and forth. And it was very rewarding, as I'm sure this will be for you. But this is a little easier, I think. And if I had somebody just to get me running and going and go, okay, if I'm playing, somebody's playing in the key of A, and I can go, okay. That's the great thing. And remember, I'm only playing in the thought of rooting off of just pedaling off of A. But, when we get into a little bit more, we'll get to that 3 bar, that chord changing. Okay, now I want to do this now because I'm not sure who's going to stay to get this next piece. So I'm going to tell you what's coming up next. Okay, we're going to build on this. And notice I haven't been doing a lot of vibrato or bending. Now, I know that's probably snuck in there, but nothing like I normally do. We're going to cover vibrato. I always want to go vibrato. And we're also going to talk about bending the next time. So we're going to do that in the key of A as well. So, hey, thanks for watching. I'm going to play you out with a little rhythm that maybe you can play over. And using what we just showed you, I'm going to try to pedal off of one, just one A in different ways. And I have been here enjoying my time with you as part of TNT's Blues Corner. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if you want anything else or need anything else, or if I can help you out in any other way, please let me know. If you want to see any other equipment or such, please let me know, because I'm trying to approach some different places to do some demo. Your requests will give me the power to be able to get some of these things. So let's stand behind me, and I'll try to convey everything I can to you. So I'm going to play you out with a little rhythm that you can play over, and we will see you next time with Vibrato and Bending. Hey, thanks for watching. See ya. Well, I hope that helps you out, and I hope you continue to watch TNT's Blues Corner for little things like this I'm going to be doing here in the future. And if you got any suggestions, please put them in the bottom there, in the comment section, in the bottom. Please leave a like, please share, and if you haven't subscribed, come on by, because we try to do this as much as we can, maybe 10 times a year, hopefully more than that. We'll see you next time. This has been TNT's Blues Corner. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.